Hi, welcome to Simple Adventures. This is Nathan, this is George, I am Rick. Let's talk about stuff. Nathan.
I fixed my air conditioning.
Hooray! There's a bit of plastic packaging holding it open, but
it's alright. Look, it makes heat now. It makes hot.
Your air conditioning, you work in this industry, and it's held together with a piece of plastic.
That's alright. That's a minor thing, but I mean, it hasn't made heat for probably 2 months.
Yeah.
It took me 2 months to get around to fixing it, and I did it this afternoon. It took me 15 minutes.
15 minutes to push that piece of plastic into the grill.
No, I did change the reversing valve coil on it.
Oh, okay, so you did.
Yeah, so before you used to turn it on and it'd make a giant block of ice inside.
So it's like, I need to go hot. I know, I'll just turn this thing around and it'll go, yeah, it blows hot now. Woo!
No, it's a coil.
Yeah.
And that's what the reversing valve does, it changes from hot and cold. And the coil was broken, so it would stay on cold. Anyway, no one wants to fucking know about air conditioning. But I got round to it and it's done. So to keep you guys nice and warm, I've turned it off.
It is lovely.
I've had to turn it
I'm
off
having to use my tea to keep myself warm.
Yeah, so that's that. What have you been up to, George?
I haven't been up to much. I've been trying to get out, but the weather's been so bad.
It's been terrible.
It's just been
non-stop, westerly, wet rain, nice and warm, tropical thunderstorms. Middle of winter. Yay.
It's been cold though.
Nah,
not
not
really.
really.
We've had a few days when the southerlies kicked in.
Yeah.
And that's got cold, but normally it's been quite warm.
But not like there was one year here in Hamilton, and it was bitter, absolutely bitterly cold. They had that southerly coming straight up, and the place I was working, the doors opened to let the customers in automatically, or when a leaf moved past, you just get this cold southerly coming. We used to hide in the fridges because it was warmer. In the morning, you go in and you go into the fridge, it'd be 4 degrees in there and about negative something out in the shop, so we just go sit in the fridge and have tea.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
Or beer. It was a liquor store. Anyway. I went looking at raincoats and I put one on order.
You want like mine, eh?
Yeah. The choices you see when you go to a hunting shop are camo or green.
Yeah.
And
it's not that kind of cool camo, it's like realtree camo, like it's all pictures of trees and stuff.
It almost looks like the kind of thing that you'd use for a kid's blanket. Like,
yeah.
It was like kid's blanket material. And it's like trees and leaves. I'm thinking, you know what, if I fall over in the bush wearing that, no one's ever going to find me in the leaf litter.
Which is probably quite a good feature of camo. If you want camo, hiding is the secret.
I'll use my bright orange whistle.
Yeah.
To try and, or a bright silver blanket thing. Speaking of silver blankets, we have a couple of silver blankets on the table. So, tell us about this blanket.
Right, we're having a bit of a discussion about it's going to be our topic, and it's going to be our topic for today is replacing gear or how long stuff lasts. And I've never had to use a survival blanket, and I got this one 21 years ago on our first road trip. And everyone says, nah, it'll be knackered if I ever get to use it. And nah, she'll be right. So I've never had to go and buy any more, but we're going to open it up.
Once it's open, you'll never get it back in the
I'll
pack.
never get it back in, I'm going to throw it away.
It's throwaway. But I'm going to give Georgia a new one, which is a bag. And we've noticed that this one is retailing for $5.99 and it was on sale for $4.49. And how much did you pay for that one?
$5.50.
20 years ago. Yeah. So inflation it's about the same price.
Right.
Alright,
let's see.
If it makes a mess though, you're vacuuming my lounge.
Oh no. Silica gel.
To keep the foil from getting... Okay. That's surprisingly durable. Like, I was expecting it to come out as confetti.
Yeah.
Everyone told me the corners would be buggered. Had a good splits in it.
That's fine.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Oh, it's a bit thin up this end.
Yeah.
You can see through it.
yeah.
But in the middle, which is, not see around the edges.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, all around the edges here are
That's for that.
see-through. But the middle is still good.
Yeah.
Not bad, man.
I
It's
feel
not bad.
and I don't think you get any air through that because it's
No, it's just a bit of a silver lining sort of.
It reflects body heat as well, it does.
Yeah.
so.
Can you feel how warm it is underneath it already?
Yeah, actually.
Oh, the team's under there. That's probably what's warming it up. I was like, man, it's getting warm under there. All right, put that away.
See how long it lasts.
Okay, but we're
Do
an
it
audio
quiet.
podcast, so do it quietly.
Okay.
Try not to move.
Try not to. I'm surprised. Have you got any more?
I think I've got one or two more.
Oh well, don't open them. They're still
No,
good.
no, it's still good.
It's still good. These things last.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Because you were told recently
You need to replace
them.
it every year. When I went to buy my one, the guy said, don't buy the cheap one because you have to replace it every year. Buy this really expensive one. No, you just buy the they last.
But
Yeah.
these ones do.
They
You know, sometimes they don't make them like they used to. Does apply.
this is true.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
It does say though that it's made of space age material.
Yeah, space age from the 60s. Not much changed.
Doubles as a suntan blanket.
Yeah, I was reading that.
Really? How convenient.
Yeah.
But we'll just give this to Nikki afterwards and job done.
Made in Korea.
Oh, I bet
Doesn't
just
say what it's made of though, eh?
No, I think it's. I can't remember what it is. Like that one's some sort of aluminium film or something.
Yeah, this just says aluminium film with taped seams.
To be honest, it doesn't matter what colour clothes you're wearing. You're gonna
George.
be seen in that.
Oh, you are.
You're going to be seen. So having a survival blanket, regardless of what you're doing out in the bush,
Even if you want,
It'll be
even if
found.
you, the only thing you used it for is to make a flag out of it for someone from the air to find you. It's done its job, you know.
even at night, they'll hit it with a torch and it'll just be this bright flare
Yeah.
and their night vision goggles and the helicopter will crash. But they'll have a GPS tracker in that one. They'll be able to find you. What happened? Oh, a bright light hit the night vision. Everything went. No, it's brilliant. It's brilliant.
That's good. So that leads us on to how long do things last?
Well, yeah.
Survival blankets obviously last longer than we were told.
Yeah, and yeah, I've heard other people say, they've pulled them out of the bags and the corners have been, the edges where they've been folded have all been ripped. And
Yeah.
But I think it's more the ones like that are rolled up, where this
Yeah.
one was packed really flat.
Yeah.
And,
I can understand that.
yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things that it pays to check. I mean,
Yeah, but once you check it, you kind of...
yeah, it's kind of.
Buy two. Buy two. Check one. And if you're happy with it, just keep it on.
Yeah, but you should have two anyway.
Yeah.
Two's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. I don't know. So other gear. What do you reckon lifespan of boots are?
Boots?
Now, obviously, it's dependent on how much you use them.
Yeah.
I mean, you could get 20 years out of a pair of boots if you use them once a year
And looked after them.
and look after
You
them.
can
Yeah.
get a very... You can wreck a pair of boots without wearing them.
Yeah.
By...
There are certain kinds of boots that, as soon as you take them out of the box and away from their silica gel pads, if you don't wear them regularly, but a year and they'll degrade in the wardrobe, just because of the moisture. I learned that with a pair of Blundstones. They're really good boots. I wore this pair of boots for a good 2 years solid. Got a new pair, didn't wear it, left it in the cupboard. A year later, gone. Exact same model, exact same everything. It was constant wear, just kept the leather mobile and stopped it from degrading. So
Yeah, I've had that with like old work boots. I stopped wearing them over winter.
Yeah.
Because I wear my gum boots all the time. And I got them out next summertime. And stiff, and they started to crack, and there's some holes in them. They've just been sitting there.
eaten by snails. I don't know.
What do you put on them to protect them? You wax them, I know.
You wax them, you get leather cure stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to
So
look
keep
after
them moist.
Keep them clean too.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like we were talking about not force drying boots last week.
Yeah.
That helps, especially with the leather stuff.
Because
Which I used to like about my old green hikers.
Yeah.
Lice up gum boots, you dry them as quick as you like.
You dry them too fast and they'll melt.
Yeah.
Because at the moment I'm looking at boots and I'm reading through reviews of boots, different kinds of boots, different price ranges, and they can range from from $100 right through to almost $1,000.
Yeah.
The ones I was looking at, and these were Gore-Tex lined mountaineering boots designed for
My boots are Gore-Tex line.
Antarctica.
So mine.
Oh, the ones I was looking at, Antarctic boots. Something like 600 US or something like that. 700 US. But anyway, I'm not going to be buying those ones, obviously. But
Do you like Gore-Tex boots?
interesting question.
I don't really know, because the only time my feet really get wet, they get properly wet because the water's pouring on the top.
I found the Gore-Tex tends to keep your feet dry and like the
The dew and
the wet grass and stuff a lot better.
Yeah, it does.
Um,
Though to be honest, I haven't really worn leather, but well, I might have saw
So
suede leather, and I've never worn leather boots before in the bush.
oh, okay.
I've always had either that suede stuff or by green hikers.
Yeah. I suppose the only leather boots I've ever worn in the bush have always been Gore-Tex, so...
Yeah.
leather's naturally supposed to be breathable anyway, from what
yeah,
I've read.
but it's not waterproof either, though, is it?
No, well,
Well, if it was, they wouldn't
water
put Gore-Tex in it.
water resistant, I think is the way to describe it. There is a difference between the two, as I've discovered.
Yes.
Water resistant, it still allows, it still breathes.
They work.
It works. It works.
You're
So-
also wearing a down jacket, so...
Hey, I'm wearing a three-piece suit, and I'm starting to get warm. But let's not go there. So yeah, looking at the different boots, and you've got breathability versus waterproof. Is one of the things that
What's
I
the
came
difference?
across with it.
Well, no, sorry, what's the difference between water resistant and waterproof?
Well, waterproof means that you don't get any movement of water across the surface of the boot, so it'll be like fully enclosed plastic, usually, and they're usually wool and fluffy lined. They're usually designed for mountaineering, if you're walking through snow, things like that. And then water resistant means you can get them splashed, probably walk through a shallow river without your feet getting wet. But it'll. But if
What
you stand
about in
for
the
a
context
while,
of raincoats?
I think this.
Do you know, George?
I don't know. I don't know.
Water resistant, you will eventually get wet. Waterproof, they've all got ratings on how much water they can.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a set limit, but like let's say, talk about millimeters of water. Just say water resistance. Let's say 100 to 500, and then everything above that's waterproof.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't know what the numbers are.
I don't know what the numbers are, but I'm guessing it's something like that.
I see, and I think it's to do with the construction, especially in raincoat or shell layers.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, a garment can be made out of a waterproof material, but only be classed as water resistant. Like doesn't have a hood, not seam sealed, that sort of stuff.
Other ones are designed in such a way that the water beads off it, even though, so you're still able to breathe a bit. Like, for example, a dry as a bone jacket where you've got layers that cover over where the seams are to shed the water from it. Although stinking hot to wear.
And heavy.
And heavy.
And kind of, I don't know, do you like the smell of oilskin?
I don't mind it. There's a certain nostalgia to it.
Yeah.
Growing up, the smell of oilskin was just what was around the house, everyone, because it was the thing that people wore. It was the most waterproof thing. But of course, other materials came along, like Gore-Tex and polyurethane, all that sort of stuff.
They had a smell to them, eh?
Yeah.
Our shop used to smell of it.
Yeah. You don't really see oilskin around much anymore.
No, still get them in vests and there's quite a few of those around.
Oh, I've still got, they've still got them at field days. You go to field days, you can still buy your dryers.
Farmers are pretty set in their ways, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Always be a market for dry as a bone in New Zealand.
Yeah.
What sort of jacket do you wear? Dry as bone. Why? Well, my grandfather wore it, and my grandfather's
It's
grandfather
the same
wore it.
jacket too.
They do last.
you
You
just
just keep it in good condition.
oiling them.
Keep oiling it, and they just keep going.
What are they actually made of?
I'm pretty sure they're just cotton.
But it's just they're just absolutely soaked in wax and oil,
Yeah.
and then it just repels the water off the outside of it.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
They're made specifically, not just like someone's grabbed a t-shirt and chuck some engine oil on it.
When I
covered
brought
with beeswax.
When I brought my dry as a bone, which I don't have anymore, but I gave it away to a friend for some reason. But when I had that and when I was buying it, the guy at the shop said, "Oh, this is a fantastic jacket. You could jump in a river and you wouldn't get wet." I don't think I think it's more of a figure of speech more than anything else. But still, we just lost a light.
Yeah, I know.
Everyone just started staring up.
It must have gone flat.
But to be fair, I didn't look after the jacket
Yeah.
And so it had started to get a bit mouldy from what I remember, and it was rolled up, and it was a bit weird.
Yeah,
So-
you gotta be careful of them. So we're talking about how long things last, aren't we?
Yeah.
Did we think about boots? Boots are probably too hard question to answer.
Yeah.
Depends how you use them, depends how you look after
And
them.
it does pay to get new pairs if they get worn out.
And,
I've worn old boots, and there's a certain extent they just hurt.
one thing I got told with my last pair of boots, and it was about halfway into their life, I was getting really sore feet from them. And it was like getting sunburnt on the bottom of my feet when I wore
Oh,
them.
okay.
And I was like, this is real strange. So I went and saw a local retailer.
Yep.
And he said to me to put new inner soles in them.
Yep.
Give them like a washout with just cold water. Let them dry properly. And then like wax the outside and new inner soles. And he said what was happening is there was too much salt build-up in my boots.
Oh.
From sweating into them for too long.
Yeah.
And that's what was causing it. And they were like a brand new pair of boots after that. And
Alright.
I wore them for another good 2 or 3 years. And I think all up it cost me like $25 to get them to do what I needed to do to them. I got another 2 or 3 years out of them. And they're a $500 or $600 pair of boots. So
There's something else that I've noticed as well with work boots is that swapping out the inner soles in them really makes a huge difference
Yeah.
to your comfort and to the amount of time you can stand on your feet.
see, I'd even look at now, especially with the amount of hiking we do, changing out my inner soles every year.
Yep.
At that sort of rate. Yeah.
Because you get some comfortable, like I've got gel insert ones in these boots that I'm wearing at the moment, and they're fucking comfortable.
Yeah, I got
Like,
some
these
low
are cheap.
arch
This
ones.
is a real cheap pair of nasty boots that I've got. I got from a warehouse. I think I paid like $15 for them because I needed some black boots that just looked nice. And they had the soles in them were rock solid. And I ended up pulling them out and they've got a steel band putting down the inner sole on it. And I put in some gel inserts in them and they've just been the most amazing boots since. Comfortable as.
Yeah, I got some proper arch support ones because it turns out I have flat feet. Never knew. All these years my feet have been flat. I asked if I could pump them up, but
Oh gosh. Oh, you're a dad.
I hate you, Rick.
You don't hate me.
Yeah. Anyway, we forgot to set a timer, didn't we?
We did.
What is there anything on the camera that says how long we're going for?
Not on the screen that we can see.
No timer.
So if this just randomly cuts out, we're sorry. We've been pretty poor at our recording. We're getting there though. Like the
It's-
last podcast had no audio on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is audio on the audio podcast,
Oh, fantastic.
which is helpful considering that's all there is on the audio podcast. But for some reason, when I try to match it up to the video, it's a different length, and
What?
it looks like we're in a Japanese dub podcast. So I think I might just remove that from YouTube and.
The other option, of course, is we just put it up and then we just use still photos.
Yeah, I might do that. I might chuck some still photos in it and leave the audio. So, sorry about that, guys. Anyone that tried to watch it, yeah, quality control needs a bit of work. So watch my videos, Rick,
Yeah, I'm gonna.
so you can tell me what's wrong with them.
That's how I found out.
Ah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
So Rick's like, I was like, Rick, did you watch the interview I did last night? And he's like, no, I was busy watching YouTube. I was like, it's on YouTube. Support your own channel.
Learning things. I'm going to go see the new Star Trek movie, and I wanted to see get some background information. So,
Yes.
Yeah,
So
well-
Nick said there's another outdoor store in Hamilton we didn't know about.
well, it's actually in Whara, so it's
That's-
outside
yeah,
of.
but-
Yeah.
Do you know about it?
I came across it when I was looking at.
What's it called?
I can't tell you off the top of my head because I've got to go back on Seek and find it. There's a job on it, and I'm actually looking at applying for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Might have some advantages. To it.
Yeah, we could move the podcast into the outdoor store.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be
It's actually
good.
going to follow further.
I have.
Oh, actually, no, I'll just leave it here. It's my house. It's way easier in my house.
Well, actually, the one difficulty though that comes with applying for it is they've actually asked for a handwritten cover letter.
You're working for octogenarians.
Oh, I'm figuring that's what the case is, but they want it handwritten and they want it mailed in.
What?
I know.
Who does this?
I've got a feeling it's a screening process, but
Yeah, then you get no automated ones or.
I figured that I'm going to put the podcast website on it. but I'm going to handwrite it, and then after they'll say, in brackets, say, you know what? If I sent you this in email, you would have been able to click on this link.
You're not getting the job. Sarcasm in a cover letter is not the way to
I
go.
think one of the criteria they're asking for in the thing is they're looking for humour. They want someone with a sense of humour. So, hey, you know what? Give it a shot.
But what? I didn't even know it was there.
Yeah, there's one there.
It must have been there for the people. Yeah.
So I'm quite curious. I'm going to have to do a mission out there and see if I can find it.
Yeah, we'll go for a drive. Might go for a drive tomorrow and have a look. And be like,
I might Google it once we finish.
Yeah. Look at these guys, so excited. Like, oh my god, another store that sells equipment.
oh, it's good. It's good to see and stuff. But I might just go out there and warn them. I'll be like, don't employ Rick. You know, don't give Rick a job. You'll regret it.
I just love learning about things, and through this process, I'm learning so much stuff about equipment,
It's interesting,
materials, survival skills, and all sorts of things. It's really, really fascinating. And also things like not overheating and all those sorts of things.
Not overheating's a good one.
Yeah. First tramp out on my own, go up the hucks, got up
You
early in the
told us.
morning, put all the layers on, yeah, cooked myself. Yeah,
Cooked to death.
cooked myself. I learned an important lesson that day.
Alright, well I think that's about enough for us.
I think so.
I think next time we should really sit down and discuss Rick's first adventure.
Yes.
I've showed you where we're going.
Yep.
I need to get George roped in to help with transport.
Okay.
Um,
I'm going to be
but
doing.
yeah.
We've got a challenge going at my place of employment, a walking challenge. So I'm using that as an.
Day one will be your biggest walking day in your life.
So I'm doing long walks for the next 8 weeks.
I wouldn't
to
be
help
surprised
prepare.
if you get 50,000 steps that day.
Yeah, fantastic.
Where are we going?
We're going over the Tiki. Rick and I are going to go over the Tiki Tik, all the way to the Oamaru, and you're going to meet us at the Oamaru.
Oh, I could drop you off, park the car, go for a hunt.
Yeah, well, we thought you could just go hunting in the Oamaru for the weekend.
Yeah.
And we'll walk over, because we'll go
that's-
Friday night through to Sunday.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, I didn't think you would argue with 3 days hunting.
No.
You're like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't get to walk over, but I get to hunt for 3 days. Yeah, this is a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll talk about that and how much we're
So-
going to kill him.
So are we going to pick the worst weekend like our first time there?
No, but we're not going to not go if it's bad.
Alright.
This is why I'm looking at rain jackets and boots.
So make sure you take them over the log.
Yeah, well.
The good one, not the one we used.
Yeah, the one on the track, because the other one wasn't on the track. Anyway,
Yes.
beside the point. We're
I
at this
think
up,
we're
Rick.
done. I think we're done. Well, anyway, that's everything for us today. Until next time, this is Nathan, this is George, I'm Rick. Be safe out there.
And subscribe to YouTube and check out our website, and would really like you to get involved.
And you're actually on podcast now.
Yes, we're on iTunes. We're actually on iTunes. So look up Simple Adventures on iTunes, and we are there in audio format. Listen to us while you're driving your car. I'd probably not put it on while lovemaking.
You know, and it floats your boat. It floats. We need to work in our closings. We really need.
We really do. Don't listen to us while making love. Alright, thanks guys.
See you later.